Welcome to the Lincoln and Lancaster County Long Range Transportation Plan video. This video will give you a quick introduction to the process that is part of the larger LPlan 2040 update of the comprehensive plan out to the year 2040. A Long Range Transportation Plan, or LRTP, is closely related to the comprehensive plan. In some places, these plans are separate documents. In Lancaster County, we meld the two by using our LRTP as the transportation chapter of the comprehensive plan. An LRTP is mandated for any transportation program that receives federal dollars. LRTPs are to include all modes of transportation and be physically constrained and look out over at least 20 years. In Lancaster County, we look out to 30 years or the year 2040. A physically constrained plan uses a budget that can reasonably be expected based upon past history. In Lincoln, this amount is about $50.4 million per year in 2010 dollars. We have developed two possible plans that use this amount of funding. These plans are meant to generate conversation, and the final plan is anticipated to be somewhere in between the two. Because the LRTP is part of the comprehensive plan, it will also show projects that are desirable to fully meet the transportation needs of the future. For this reason, a needs-based plan is shown to stimulate conversation. All three of these plans are described in more detail, along with a listing of transportation goals, description of funding sources, and maps showing the projects and projected amount of traffic are available at the website lplan2040.lincoln.ne.gov. The first physically constrained plan is called the Capital Emphasis Plan because it puts the emphasis on building new projects or increasing the capacity of existing facilities. This plan includes all but the lowest priority projects needed by 2040. However, because funding is directed toward new projects, the maintenance of existing facilities would continue to be underfunded, and road conditions in particular would fall from their current good rating to a rating of poor by 2040. The second fiscally constrained plan directs more funding toward maintenance. This plan would be able to maintain existing roads at or near the good rating they currently have. However, the number of new and improved facilities would be reduced to only the top third projects. This may lead to a moderate increase in the amount of congestion seen in some areas of the city. The needs-based plan requires increased funding to meet the transportation needs of the future. Enough funding would be available to build new projects and continue Lincoln's uncongested level of traffic. Maintenance would be adequate to keep the good rating we currently enjoy. Funding for pedestrian, bicycle, and trail facilities would also would allow continued development and increase access by these modes. And transit would receive additional funding to add such services as evening and weekend hours, reduced wait times, and increased service to higher density areas. However, the funding required is beyond what we currently see. This graph displays the funding for each of the modes and further divides it between that directed toward maintenance and new projects. You can see that funding for maintenance is very similar between the maintenance emphasis and needs-based plans. And funding for new projects is very similar between the capital emphasis and needs-based plans. The increased funding needed to accomplish needs-based plan amounts to about $15 million per year, or about $12 per month per household. In summary, we're asking for public input on a direction for the future. We must stay within our budget for the final plan, and we need to know what your thoughts are on how funding is directed, toward new projects, toward caring for existing facilities, or somewhere in between. We also need input on your priorities should more funding become available, and your willingness to make that funding available. We encourage you to participate in this community conversation by going to our website, lplan2040.lincoln.ne.gov, and taking our survey, seeking out materials and paper surveys in libraries and community centers, or attending the open houses April 19th. Thank you for taking this first step in participating in the Lincoln and Lancaster County Long Range Transportation Plan evaluation process. We hope you continue to participate.